this episode of Agree to Disagree. We're checking out an old Mace freestyle. Let's see if he really had talent back then.
You gotta do your research, man.
Yo, Mace, are you ready to go? Are you ready to show them how to haul the flow?
Money, gotta have it. Make it disappear and reappear like magic. Money, gotta have it. Make it disappear and reappear like magic.
Yeah, I'm rocking the curries too. What's up?
Is he gonna freestyle off the top? Spit some written, what he gonna do?
Rest well, win wide, the rest fell. Me, too strong to be in an SL. I'm living big checks in the mail. You second in the view with Nextel. You know the name, nothing below range. Known to the game like shots in Novocaine. Don't wear a chain when I'm going insane. I'm Superman, who want to be the Lord slain? You know the name, I'm Bennett Bling. You know my name, I'm Bennett the Team. Jewelry, looking like a Puerto Rican flag. How much money can this young saint have? My money is tall, leave it right beside you. I'm not cocky, it's the most hot doing. I might do light blue, metallic portion. Don't need security, I got angelic forces. I land a plane when you tell me you're cautious. I'm alumni, these cats still be cautious. Of course, you know the jam of the year. My chain is swinging like a chandelier. Forget it, it's your boy, man, the man is here. Give my wife by the grand for her hands in here. Now from the bank to the ferry, the anklet is scary. Stone so big it can't be canary. You walk away, she's screaming, oh my goodness. Used to love my style, now they love my hoodness. And it's just the way that I put this. Cause this ain't as good as it could get. Magazines, who cares what said in them? They fly planes, I put beds in them.
There you have it.
So, we're gonna play Rate the Verse, right?
Yep, that's what we're
Rate
gonna
the
do.
Verse. Old Mace freestyle from Big Tigger in the basement, alright? Lyricism. SL, you lead that off.
Alright, perfect. Lyrics, I'll give the lyrics on that one. I'll give it an 8. I'll give the lyrics on that one an 8. I mean, you had, it seemed like as he went along, he kind of got a little bit more precise. He didn't lose energy. He actually sounded like he got a little bit better as far as how he's placing his words. I mean, his topic, he was just really just talking about like how much money he has and like you know what I mean, and just bragging and boasting stuff like that. So, but it's like, it's just not even that. It's just how he said it. Anybody can say I got a whole bunch of money, but it's like how he said it was ill. You know what I'm saying? Like the lyrics is ill. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's no denying that. You know what I mean? But it always could be a little bit, you know what I mean, a little bit more complex. You know what I'm saying? But I give it an 8 though. I start off with the lyrics. I give it an 8.
I said even though the topic was shallow, still I saw the lyricism. I'm gonna give it a 9. The lyricism was dope. I heard the punchlines. He stayed consistent with his topic. I don't think there was any missed or empty bars, empty sentences. Everything was completed. Every thought that he started, he completed. He didn't just leave stuff unfinished.
Yeah, right.
Though, you know, he was clear cut. I'm kind of thinking, like, he obviously, I can't say obviously, but it seems like he mixed the freestyle with the written, which actually is a tactic that, you know, is out there when you're freestyling. Sometimes when you're freestyling, you mix in written stuff. You know, with your freestyle, that is a tactic that some freestylers use. It kind of sounded like he started off freestyling and then went into some written material. It's possible that he could have freestyled the whole thing off the top. It's possible that he was that talented, you know, but maybe a bar here was pre-written or whatever, but you know, it's obviously I gotta recognize the talent on that because that is high level talent. So he gets a 9 on lyricism from me. Flow.
For the flow, I would give the flow a. I give it an 8 as well. I give the flow an 8. One of the best attributes of Mace is his flow. I mean, his flow, it was not horribly whack, but it also had room for improvement. I mean, it was his thoughts, his breath control, everything was pretty concise. You know, is like how he pronounced certain words in relation to the track. You know, that's talent in itself. So, I mean, the breath control, like I said, the breath control was ill. Like, you can really listen and really like pick apart every word that he says. But also it could have gotten a little bit more complex as far as.
I mean, but that's not Mace's flow though. To me, one of the distinguishing characteristics of a flow is, can anybody else do it? Do you have a lot of copycats who use your flow? And Mace has been around for how long? And how many Mace copycats do you know? How many rappers came in the game sounded like Mace? Nobody's ever sounded like Mace. Mace has always sounded like Mace. There's only been one Mace.
Right.
His flow is Harlem. His flow is Harlem. His whole swag is Harlem. Hence the name Harlem World. But who else has that kind of flow and can do it as consistently as him? I'll give it a 9. His flow gets a 9 on this track for me. So that's 9
Okay.
flow.
9 again.
Delivery.
The delivery.
Alright.
What you think?
You let off all the other ones. Go ahead.
Alright. The delivery is, for me, is the classic, you know, Mace delivery. You know what I'm saying? It's the voice is intriguing. It's laid back, but still it holds some type of dominance. Because a lot of the delivery has a lot to pretty much goes to the subconscious. So if I'm, for example, if I'm like screaming something, then some people just hearing me scream. They're not hearing the words, which is lyrics. That's a different aspect. But the delivery is more of the like a more Rakim mixed with LL Cool J. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like the Mace, because it's like he's the ultimate rapper. You know what I'm saying? Everything is really the ultimate. It's the flow. It's big, really. It's that same type of mold right there. That same type of looking at.
So what's the
music.
score? What's the score?
With flow, it's definitely
No, delivery.
Well, yeah, my flow was 8. The delivery, I put an 8. Man, another 8 for delivery, man. It's like
8s. Okay.
I mean, he could do a little bit more, but it was kind of a lazy thing. You know what I'm saying? But Mace has a lot more. Like, that's not all Mace can do. That was, you know what I'm saying?
See, and that's the reason why I'm gonna give his delivery a 10. Because the fact that his flow is so laid back, the fact that it is quote unquote lazy, is absolutely perfect for him, for his character. His delivery coincides with his character perfectly. His delivery is absolutely perfect for him. So I have to give him a 10 for his delivery, because as far as the subject matter and the way he brings it off, his delivery fits 100% perfect. His demeanor is so laid back, like, I don't have to prove it to you, but I'm still gonna prove it to you just because I'm like that. I don't care. You know, it's him.
Well, I mean, it's directly
him.
to the subconscious. You know what I'm saying? So it's dominant, but it comes off as not as egotistical, or not as grasping to the conscious. You know what I'm saying? If somebody's coming up and screaming and yelling at you, you're not really listening to the words. You're just hearing them screaming and yelling. So it's like Mace is not doing. He's doing the complete opposite. But then it's like he's like lullabying you to sleep. But then putting you in his own little whirlwind. You know what I'm saying? That's all that flow really it does really, man. Artists that have a real good flow and delivery, you know what I'm saying, they really you lose track of time listening to them. You know what I'm saying? It's just something like it's just something that's kind of like magnifying. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so translation of thought into emotion. You let the other ones, so go ahead.
Translate thought into emotion. Why get us another 8? Oh man, it's like really, man. Everything. No, with this one, Mace, he pretty much puts it. As soon as he says it, you know exactly what he means when he says it. So I'll definitely give that. I'll definitely give that a 9. You know what I'm saying? I will up it. For the simple fact that when he recites, or when he's, on this particular freestyle, like you pretty much believe, like wholeheartedly, that he was believing what he was saying. Certain artists, when you hear him say it, you really don't believe, what they believe, what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't even believe what you're saying. So I don't even believe that you believe what you're talking about. So with Mace, he is very convincing, but it's in a laid back type formula. So I mean, for him to convince that with his inflections on his words, you know what I mean, that's that's what an artist does and has the ability to do. It's like it really doesn't really matter what the artist looks like or anything like that. That's something that's inbred. Like, you just look at Biggie, like, they say he big, cockeyed, whatever, unattractive, whatever. It don't really matter because he already knew how to form it. You know what I'm saying? That's that rapper, MC turning into a rapper. Like some dude in Mace had it, like even Fabulous got a little bit of the Mace, form, but Fabulous, he has to try to do that.
Fabulous is a lot more aggressive.
Well, yeah.
Mace never had to be aggressive in his rounds. Fabulous still has to be
Mace
aggressive.
he was murdered Mace. What you talking about? He's not aggressive. He's murdered than Ace.
Harmwell Mace. Mace was in the Rugrats video.
Yeah, that Mace. Initial Mace. The initial Mace. Before he got signed to Puff Daddy. He was hard. He was Children of the Corn. With Big L and Bloodshed and Cameron. You know what I'm saying? These are all Harlem dudes. Big L was the leader of it. Big L was the one that everybody wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? And then Mason, really Cameron was like the outsider in that sense. Everybody wanted Mace and Big L, but not really Cam. So then Cam had to kind of, do his own thing.
But Cam came back and he made his name for himself. You know what?
Yeah.
So what's the score on translation of thought into emotion?
I give that a 9. 9. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna give it an 8. I'm gonna give it an 8 because it's a shallow.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I give it a 7. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I give it a 7 because it's just
7.
The thought. It's there, but it's just empty, shallow emotion. It's I'm fly and you're not. There's no other emotion to that. Yeah, that emotion was depicted perfectly, but at least you can have 2 different emotions. There's one shallow emotion, and that's all I heard. So I can't give it the feel of that rhyme and give it anything higher than a 7. So there you go. If you agree, disagree, let us know. Fun fact: the first 2 albums I ever had was Mace Harlem World and Busta Rhymes When Disaster Strikes. So it's kind of cool to go back and break down an artist that I already broke down before I realized I was breaking down artists. But hey, who was the first rapper that you broke down?
Let us know in the comments.
Exactly.
Right now.
Put it down.
Put it down.
Money, gotta have it. Make it disappear and bring it back like magic.